lot of clutter or, things that I just kind of forget about is, when you make notes and you have all these like little post-its lying around, scrap paper. I actually hate that stuff a lot. From what I noticed for me, the way that I reduce a lot of like the scrap notes that I do is I either text message it to myself or I'll text message it to like Lewis and be like, oh, don't pay attention to this. It's just like one of those things like, grocery list. I gotta buy this. I gotta buy this, and then I'll add something like, don't pay attention to that. That's just my grocery list. That way, I don't have to hold a piece of paper. I really don't like having paper too much because I realize that if I have a lot of paper, inevitably it's just extra work for me. And what do I mean by that? I have to, I like to be eco-friendly, so I have like, let's say, a piece of scrap paper, write it down, and then I look at it, and then I have to throw it in the recycle bin. It's extra work versus something like this. So this is a boogie board. I actually found this when I was dumpster diving sometime last year, and I really like it. So as I know, I wanted to do price comparisons for buying flyers, and I decided to, I've used this for a couple months, by the way. Actually, more than a couple months, maybe like 7 months. And I wrote everything down, and the way it works is that it's idiotically simple. You basically just write, like hello, right? And then it stays on there. And then when you're ready, you just press this button and it disappears. So it's really nice because you can just write like random notes, or just like a phone number, like, okay, call, you know, um, Sam 5329015, something like that, right? You can take this random note, and then after you're done, you can just erase it. And for me, I noticed that this is super handy because at the end of the day, the only thing I store is I just store this. I don't have to store pen and paper. And the battery is this little thing. So you can buy a bulk of this, and this lasts us a while. My battery is dying a little, but it is, what kind of battery is it? I can't tell. But it's like one of those cheap batteries you can buy online, or you can buy at a store for maybe like $2 or something like that. So I just wanted to share this little tip with you guys. I hope it helps you. It is like a different system. I know some people, they just get so caught up using post-its and scrap papers, and I really believe that one of the big things about clutter is you gotta make sure you reduce stuff and reduce your paper waste as well. Why is a boogie board better than making lists on your phone? Because I like writing. So I like writing things out. So let's say if I'm on the phone and then someone says something like, oh, you have an appointment at 3 p.m. So I'll be like, 3 p.m. See, so I like writing things out, and because I like having these kind of like random notes, it doesn't look, aesthetic. It doesn't look like, it just, it's like my notes get all over the place. So I'm just one of those kind of people. So I don't like texting too much on my phone for making a schedule. I'm more of like a random, like, okay, make sure, like, buy orange. See? And then afterwards, I can just be like, okay. There's sometimes I'm randomly on the phone, and then I'll just like start drawing flowers. See? And this would all just be like paper waste, right? Just like drawing things. And then at the end of it, you can just delete it. See? So sometimes mindlessly, you could just be like, okay, let me just draw a smiley face, buy orange, appointment, or tile at 3 p.m. Call Judy. I don't know. Wash laundry or do laundry. See where I'm getting at? Buy cat litter. That's how I work. So some people like having typing things on their phone. I like this, and then at the end of the day, there's a slot over here, so you could just put your pen here, and ta-da! So This works really well for me. So yeah, I included a link in the description below. I've used this for over 7 months, and I just felt impulsive to share it with you guys because sometimes I have these ideas in my head, and I realize like, hey, if I don't actually make a stream, then sometimes it just kind of goes on the back burner. And for some of you guys, if you're like me, where you just, it's very easy to just have like little pieces of paper and then say, oh, just put this on the counter, and then you feel overwhelmed because you have like all these little tiny scrap pieces of paper. Having something like this is so much more manageable, right? And then let's say randomly, right, you don't have to worry about wasting your paper, because if you have like paper planners, for instance, I've given away a number of those. I tried working with planners. Planners do not work for me at all. I don't like the idea of, if you buy planners. Let me give an example here. Oh, here we go. I got planner pages right here. So let's say if you have planner pages like this, right? You have to buy these pages, and then afterwards you think like, oh, okay, well, after I'm done with my like 200 pages, I gotta buy a refill of it, hoping that they still have this, and that's just really money out of your pocket. So I rather have something like this, and then I can just say, okay, some people work with this. You can also use a phone app, but I'm not really one where I have like a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because sometimes things pop up. So that's why you'll see me just make like lists and say, okay, this is all the stuff that I need to get going. I do need to exercise today, and then, my walk and talk, and then, yeah, things like that. But I normally don't write this because this is kind of like a given. So after I'm done with this, I could just be like, okay, buy the cat litter, scratch this thing out, call Judy, scratch this thing out, appointment at, buy orange, okay, and that kind of thing. See? And it's really nice and simple. And yeah, so this is a brand that I use, just because I came across it. But there are as well. I think this one goes for about 27 bucks online. So it is kind of pricey, but the fact that I think you can use for many, many, many years, the battery is going to cost less than a piece of like a pack of those kind of planner pages, and you don't have to deal with the freaking post-its. Like storing like a 6-pack of these batteries is going to be way less than storing, packs of these pages. So that's one way to be a little bit more eco-friendly, be a little bit more mindful of the clutter. And yeah, if you screw up, if you're like, oh crap, my notes look a little like wonky or whatnot, you just press that and ta-da, you're back to clear. See? So that is how I usually have it. Today I got to do things like, let's see, I got to do laundry, dishes, pack bags, and then what else do I have to do? I have to buy something. Yeah, I'm pretty good on that. Like buy yellow. Just things like that. So writing things out works really well for me. I have these things to forget about, right? Time goes by, and that's why writing things out for me really works. Having an app, I've never got into the whole habit of that too much. Like sometimes I'll do it, but a lot of the times I feel more satisfaction just writing it out. See? The reason why paper is good is you can go back to it. It depends. Like if it's just something like random stuff, laundry, dishes, like I don't need to keep that stuff for years. I understand some people like journaling. If you like journaling, then by all means, keep it on your computer, back it up on a drive. But I don't want to keep, this kind of list for the next 5 years. This is just going to be waste of space. This is like not useful stuff. See? Does the boogie boards have Bluetooth or Wi-Fi yet? No, it's just, it's kind of like thing. It's super thin too. See that? So I like keeping it on and then just saying, oh, this is what I got to work with. And yeah. And I like the little slot because I never have to worry about like, where's the pen go? The pen's over there. See? So Yeah, I will talk to you guys later. And if this thing, I hope that this kind of thing, I used to think this was so overrated, but I actually really like this. And although I think it's kind of pricey, for 27 bucks, this is one of those things, again, I don't have to worry about buying, paper for shopping list. I don't have to worry about all this post-its. I barely use post-its now. Okay, so this is about what? Like 5 and 3/4 inches. Like the screen is smaller, obviously, but I think the screen is like what, 5 inches by 7 inches, 5 by 7, and that works perfectly for me. Some people will rate things on things like this, but I don't want to keep buying post-its. Um, not for like small little lists like this. See? So that is all. Let's see, you can buy it used for 10 bucks. Yeah, I went dumpster diving, so I found this back, I think, what was it, last year or so? And then I thought like, oh, hey, this is great. And it was because it was free. I was thinking like, oh, let me try and use this. And sure enough, I really like it. I actually have two of these. I have two of these things and I have another spare one. And I was thinking about giving away, but I thought, well, you know what, Erica? Maybe you should have a backup in case. So that's one of the things that I use almost every day. So in the event something happens to this one, then I have a backup. I don't mind having a backup of something like this. Who knows? Maybe this will last me a couple of years. Maybe this will last me 10 years. But in the event that it kicks a bucket, having a backup is not a bad idea. Or, right, let's say if someone I know is like, hey, you know what? I could use one of those, then I could just give it to them. So, no, you know what? There are those like notebooks that I've seen with the pens, and I forgot what the name of it is, but they're kind of pricey. But for something that's just like a small little list you don't need to keep forever, or if you just want to keep it maybe for like a week, like taking notes off a phone, and you don't need to save it, like it's not important for long-term saving, then this is where this kind of comes in handy. For me, again, a lot of the stuff that I write down is just like to-do list, or maybe I'm just bored randomly and I'll just start doodling and I'll be like, okay, let me just like draw a flower here, you know, like this. Or sometimes I'll just like write something like this and I'll be like, oh, okay. And this is like so, so rushed. You know what I'm saying? Like this kind of stuff. See? So this works really well for what I like to do. And yeah, if I just waste some space, like no, I could work around it, or if I really just I could just delete it. Yeah, sketch. Yeah, so there'll be times where, I'm listening to something and I'm just be drawing a little because it helps me focus a bit more. Um, and then I can just be like, okay, in the event that I have to write something down, then I'll write something down on the side. But it's kind of calming, you know. And I messed this one up, but that's okay because this is one of those little sketch pads. So this one in particular, it's a little bright color. This is actually for this color scheme appeals mostly to kids, so that's why you'll see the link. But there are more adult looking ones, and the adult ones are like gray, darker colors. But I don't mind it. If it's free, like yeah, sure, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm not gonna change it out and be like I want to pay an additional $20 just to have the adult, gray version. And plus, the thing that's nice about this is because it pops. I don't lose my board. I like to keep it like this, so you can see how thin this thing is, and or if not, it's just here. And yeah, so that is all I wanted to say. I will, and I know I'm repeating myself several times. Sorry about that, you guys. It's a bad habit, but yeah. Think about it if you're one of those people who have like lists and you don't really take your list outside, or if you just having a notepad near the phone, because this is, to me, it was kind of like a game changer for sure. I don't miss uh, looking through a bunch of sheets and then having to say like, oh my gosh, I have all these small little pieces of paper left and right. Oh, and then I gotta, sort through it, put in the recycle bin. And then if you're a kind of notepad person, you're like, oh, I gotta buy another notepad. Oh, I gotta make a trip to the store just to have another notepad. It's just, it's like a cycle. And my whole thing is, as you guys know, I don't like having to buy a lot of like, if I can have like a reusable item versus going to the store after every 100, 200 sheets, then to me this is a better purchase. And I don't have to, think about a lot of like scrap papers lying around. So when I was at the expo yesterday, I'm not at the expo a couple of days ago, they were giving away swag bags, and they were like little notepads, and some people are like, oh my goodness, it's free stuff, it's free stuff. And I could definitely, say, hey, let me have more notepads. But at the end of the day, I have this, I've had this for about 2 years. I've barely used it. And this is just good for small little notes. But there's a lot of stuff where it's just, oh, and then we got more. Here, let me show you. So we actually don't have a shortage of Post-its. So we got more Post-its here, more Post-its. See? Kind of like a 10-year supply of Post-its. Because I think, yeah, see? So, now I would use, I don't need all this. The only time I really use Post-its is for labeling receipts. But other than that, like, I don't have a use for it. And then I gotta put back into all their organizing places. So, yeah, like Post-its are great, they're fun, but after you're done with them, if it's just like short term, you gotta put them in the recycle bin, and that's just extra work. Like, I want to have like a streamlined lifestyle. I don't want to have to deal with, oh, let me take this piece of paper. Oh, this piece of paper is hanging around, and then I gotta recycle it. And oh, I'm out of my Post-its, so I can buy more Post-its. And yeah. Oh, here's something that I use for Post-it. So I have this by the kitchen, and this is, see, like this. Like this, I can use a Post-it for. I put the spinach wrap, grilled chicken, ranch, salad greens, jalapeno, ranch, cheese, tomato. This is something that can be up for a while, but other stuff, nah, doesn't need to be. That's my one Post-it that I have hanging around. But oh no, I have a recycle day Post-it, and then I also have, yeah, recycle day, and then when yeah, so this is my other Post-it. I have it on the fridge. I know my handwriting is really messy here. Bring in free bucks, Tuesday evening, Friday, lights. This is the lights that we have. But, yeah. And then I have, like I said, I have it on the fridge because that way, even though it loses its stickiness, we have magnets, so it'll be up frickin' forever. Forever! Forever. Magnets are great, but you don't need too many of them. Yeah. Do I take my boogie board while shopping? No, because my shopping is really small, so I have it in the back of my head, right? Like I'll say, okay, what do I need to buy? I need to buy some eggs. Oh, I need to buy some tomato. I need to buy I need to buy some salad greens. I can keep that in my head. If not, I can text it to myself or just like write it down somewhere or take a picture. But for this kind of stuff, laundry, dishes, unpacked bags, this is stuff that I don't need to carry around with me. I like having it up front. And then later on throughout the day, let's say in the middle of the night, I'm like, oh crap, I got to do this, I got to do that. So I'll just add to my list. And then afterwards, I'll cross things out. If it's looking a little crazy, then I'll delete it and then rewrite the things that, like if I have like 10 things on here and then I crossed out 7 of them, and I just want to like keep it cleaner, I can delete it, remember the 3 things in my head and rewrite it. So I do that sometimes, like, something small, like, okay, buy eggs, buy more toilet paper, buy more cat food, something like that. It's easy for me to just remember and then rewrite it. Because sometimes it looks kind of crazy, right? So yeah, I don't bring this with me. Yeah, so that's the downside about these healthcare expo places. People will say, "Oh, this is so great because you get so much free stuff," but all the free stuff you get, you got to bring it home. But yeah, I did bring in a few free stuff. Someone left a mug, so I brought the mug home because I thought I'd rather take the mug. Someone just like left at they're cleaning up, and this is on just one of those random tables. Like a I think what did I take? Hand sanitizer. I got two little bottles of hand sanitizer, and then like this thing. This is like small freaking stuff. I don't know how good these chargers are, by the way, but it's like small stuff. You gotta be really choosy because it's easy. It's really easy for people to say, "Let me pick all this stuff up because it's free," and then they bring it home, and then because I always have to donate things for a free box, right? I realize that I gotta refuse a lot of this stuff. I gotta like look at this stuff and say, "Do I really need this?" So I did pick up a few pens. I didn't need it, but I thought like hell with it. Let me just bring a pen or two because that way I can keep it with the right to repair stuff. So the idea behind that is if the pen was already there, I can use the pen, pack it in with the right to repair stuff in the future. Hey, you know what? We gotta travel. We gotta have a pen. I don't have to worry about finding another pen because it's already in a little set box. So that's why I have like a few pens over there that I took, but that's just with right to repair stuff. So when we travel, I don't have to, like, again, I don't have to think, crap, I didn't pack a pen. So that came in handy. But the pens that we use, I think I go through maybe like one a year. I don't even, like I said, I don't even, like, look at all the pens we have here. Like, do you really see me using those pens? No, not really. But it's like a freaking 5-year supply of pens, and we have more pens inside of there. See? So, yeah, especially if I'm not really writing, if I'm only writing like a few things like this once every couple weeks, how long do you think all those pens you just saw will last me? Quite some time. So that's why this thing really works quite well. So yeah, this little blurb about all the stuff that I'm saying, you can see that I'm really big advocate of watch what you're bringing home. Try to reduce the clutter by making sure that you don't have stuff lying out too much. And I don't mean that in like I don't mean like if you have like lots of pieces of paper, like you gotta reduce the piece of paper clutter. And this was super handy. You will not find me in a place buying a notebook unless I absolutely need it. I know myself very well. I do not use notebooks very much unless I'm like maybe making like writing down, let's say, certain recipes. But other than that, yeah, I don't have a use for that stuff. Even my shopping is going way downhill. The only thing I see myself having to buy soon would be more face masks because Lois went through a crap load of face masks. But yeah, see, so this was the packaging I told you guys about. And coincidentally, I have everything all organized. So I can do these face masks here and let me pack a whole bunch of them. See, it's super easy to organize when you have everything in its own place. And then when you have it like that, it's like, oh, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Sometimes he uses like 3 face masks a day. So we go through these like crazy. I use a face mask once a day. He uses one a day. He uses like 3 a day. He doesn't like, we're in Vegas, for instance. It was super sweaty. So yeah, see, all the wire parts are on the top. And then just put this thing in here. See that? So I didn't have to buy a pouch for this. I had this thing lying around. That goes in his backpack. This goes back where the health stuff is. put away. And yeah, so this, I'm gonna pack in his backpack one. And yeah, that's how we had a wandering bottle. St. Louis just kept it there. But yeah, see, like things like that. It's super simple, super easy, that kind of stuff. Yeah, like I would say for me, like I try to declutter things slowly but surely. So here is a bag. Look at this. So if you guys ever see, like I have piles of clutter around because I'm working through it. But like this, for instance, is a bag full of bags that I gotta donate. See that? So I posted it up for free. Nobody wanted it. So most likely on the weekend, that is going to go out into a free box. And it makes sense, you know? It's like you won't see me do like 50 items at a one time because like I said, I think it's very unsustainable. You know, for me to say, okay, every day I'm gonna purge like 20 items and that's it. But what's better is saying like, okay, 2 items a day, 1 item a day, 3 items a day, you know, do something every single day, try to. And then that way things are going out. And then I have a free box downstairs as well. And it's like slowly but surely, you know, you're getting rid of things. You're not replacing these things as much. And at the end of it, it's like things just kind of whittle down, right? They kind of like it's just natural. You know, you have, let's say, for instance, let's give an example here. Let's say you have all these pens, right? And you just have them out. Now, here's my container, right? So you could say, okay, I want to get rid of all these pens at one time, or you could say, okay, well, what pens work, what pens don't? And then, let's see, does this pen even work? I think this pen works. Yeah, it works. All my pins work. So you could say, right, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, you could say, okay, which pens don't you need? And this is just an example, but like this is for like clothing too, right? Just say like, okay, I'll get rid of like 2 items a week or 2 items a day, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? So 5, 6 days, you could get rid of all your pens if you really wanted to. Or some people would say, you know what, I'll just do all at one time. But for me, because I like to rehome things, I don't like just tossing it out. And that's why my way takes a little bit more time. And yeah, see, so we don't have any pens. I don't have any desire to grab new pens. That is how I just kind of keep things a lot more control. I'm getting rid of like a lot of floral as well, decluttering them. And I'm happy about it because at the end of the day, like I know some people would say, oh, Erica, you know, you were collecting those things because you just wanted to keep it. I said, I collected them because I thought I had a use for it or I would like it. But when I realized like, hey, I don't really use it, it's better off in another home. And then I don't mind putting the extra work and time in to make sure it's rehomed. Um, and a lot of people are really appreciative of this stuff. Some people would say like, oh my goodness, you know, I've been looking for like fake floral for a while. So, but yeah, it takes more time. It's a little hobby of mine. And if I try to do 2 items a day, or about 10 items a week, then that is 40 items a month. 40 times 12, right? 480 items. Do you really think we have 480 items to get rid of in this apartment in 1 year? No. No, not at all. Definitely not at all. So that's the way I think about it. And yeah, so things are getting a lot more streamlined. I've got rid of like the cat litter boxes, 2 of them, 3 of them actually, that the cats weren't using for a year. I posted it up, and you know, within 2 weeks, because I had, you know, some people were able to pick up immediately, other people not. It went out, and I found myself. I said, "Oh man, I was getting a little agitated because it's like I felt like I had to chase people for these litter boxes that I was giving away for free that I cleaned up." But at the end of the day, the litter box is staying in this apartment for 1.5 years. So what the hell is the big deal about having it in an extra, 1.5 weeks? But yeah, they're all gone now. And then this person that I saw in one of my free groups, they said that they have a sifting litter box for pellets. And as you guys know, the cats are using feline pine now. So I decided, hey, let me contact them. Let me ask them if I can have that pelleted litter box. See how it works, and if it doesn't work out, give it away, right? So that's the beauty of joining like free groups, free cycle groups, local free groups, buy nothing groups, those kind of groups, because you can give away things for free. You can pick things up for free. And if it doesn't work out, like give it back to, your group, say, hey, this didn't work out. Oh, does anybody want it? So I upgraded our pillows, and I'm getting rid of our old pillows. I posted it in the group, and a bunch of people want our old pillows. And yeah, I told them, I said, hey, it comes from a apartment with cats, but yeah, people didn't mind having the pillows. So that's a way. It's like, okay, you upgrade, you give away things for free, people take it, people can use it, and it encourages people to give into this whole cycle of giving back, because at the end of the day, I think a lot of people have stuff that they don't need. It's just wasting up space, and the whole idea of an item is for it to go off, to be used. A pen is not meant to just sit there, right? A pen could be used, and if you don't use pens anymore, let's say you have way too many pens, give away some of your pens. Spread the joy around of using pens, and someone saves money, you save space, and that's, I think, a really great thing. So that's why you see me so focused and so, consistent about giving away things. And some people will say, why don't you sell certain things? I'm like, I don't, what am I gonna do? Like sell like little pages of planners for like $1? Like, no, just give it away for free. Someone else can take it. See? No, maybe. Does it still remember the last thing you wrote? Yes, because the way the battery works is the battery erases everything. But yeah, if I take out the battery, because you use gravity to push, it should actually do that. Yeah, so it only needs it to erase. So let's see. Let me try to take out my battery. Hold on. Can I? Shit, I can't, you guys, there's a screw here. But yeah, you only need it to erase. Oh, crap, I actually pressed it. Ah! Let's see. So, let's see, laundry. Bags. What else did I need to do? Oh yeah, postings. Post for free. And what else? I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. I accidentally deleted it when I turned it around. Whoops. No, this pen comes with it. So it's just like it's like you use pressure, and then the pressure, see that? Writes on it. So yeah, if I put my finger here, not really my finger, but like my nail here, you can see. See that? But the pen makes it a lot simpler. It doesn't poke it. That kind of stuff. So I like this a lot. What if they're taking because it's free, clutters their home? That's up to them. I find that not everybody takes everything. And you kind of think, like, if you get an item for free, it's, there's no problem like storing it for 6 months or so, but if you find that you're not using it, just give it away. And the stuff that I've given away, I don't regret it because I wasn't using it, right? And sometimes when I see people and they're like, oh my goodness, thanks so much for giving this to me, I really like crafting, or I really like doing this. It's like, it makes me happy because I figure, like, yeah, I was just storing this stuff. So I'm in the process of, let's say, more and more decluttering, and I find that a lot of stuff I don't need. I don't need a lot of stuff in my life. And I've shared this with you guys, right? The most important things to me is memories. But of course, I'm not going to say I'm only going to eat from 2 bowls and 2 plates because I don't want to do dishes after every time I eat something, right? So we do have a dishwasher. We do have something like 3 spatulas over here. Um, but I don't mind it because there's some times where I drop the spatula and then I'll say, okay, I gotta wash this one, or let's say the cats come and they want to lick it, and I've got to get their spatula, and that just works for me. So that's not anything crazy for that. We do have like 5 blender bottles too, because we don't run the dishwasher every single day. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta run the dishwasher. I should have done that while I was talking, right? So dishwasher. And yeah, post for free, and that's it, and exercise and whatnot. So all that stuff, all this little stuff, small little things add up, small little actions. Later on, I'm supposed to be charging my phone instead of charging my phone. I'm streaming, but later on, I do have to meet up with someone and then give them some stuff, and yeah, it's gonna be a nice productive day, and I can have everything on my little pad. So yeah. Undo erase, no, there's no undo erase button. It's just you press it and it deletes. This is not like memory saving at all. It's just super simple. But yeah, you don't have to buy a boogie board. You can buy something cheaper. I have the boogie board, so I really like it, and that's why I make a recommendation to you for you guys. Think about buying it. This is not the only color you can buy. This is the kids version color, but there is more of adult version. And if you are that kind of person where, let's say you like taking notes, and maybe if you're on your phone, just keep this next to the phone. Keep this wherever you spend the most time, and you can write down things on your mind. You can just doodle. This is this is something that I can't imagine living without now that I have it in my life. One of those few things. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.